What's up, everybody? I'm gonna let this go for a minute. Andrew, what's up, man? How are you doing? So tonight's clearly not normal because I'm in. What's up, Andrew? I'm in a completely empty house right now. So this is my last thing that I've got to do today, and then we've got to go stay at a friend's house tonight because we're getting on the road in the morning, and so that's why today's a Q&A. Just because I don't even have a desk in my. Actually, I should show you guys. I don't even have a desk in my office, so having to use the phone right now, and so yeah. I've got no more office anymore. So tonight's literally just Q&A. And so I want you guys to be able to ask questions. I'm going to sit down here on the floor because I literally have no furniture in my place. They just picked up everything and took it all off. And they're driving it back to Texas right now, the moving company. So we are like furnitureless. We have nothing. So this is all for you guys tonight. I just want you to be able to ask questions, and I want to answer them. I've been doing coaching calls all day long, and I'm still pumped up to answer questions. So please, I hope you guys bring them tonight and utilize this because I had another topic, but I was like, you know what? Life's a little bit crazy like right now. Let's just answer some questions. And so, does anybody have any for me first? What's up? I'll say hi to some people first. Patrick, thanks for watching. Megan, thanks for coming on. Andrew, thank you as always for watching. I appreciate it. All right. No questions at all? Jordan, thank you for watching, man. All right, well, I'll tell you guys something then. How about that? And so I officially sold my practice this week. I officially sold my practice this week, and I could not be happier. I couldn't be more excited, honestly, that I was able to do so. But not only that I was able to sell it to someone and for someone to take over that I really, really trust and really, really like. And so, Jordan, Fred, if you watch this video, thank you so much, man, for helping my patients to have a really good transition as I move back to Texas. But there's one question. First, what equipment do you use in your practice? Andrew said. I use a lot of different things. I've got. Besides the simple table, I use STM tools. I have a Theragun. I massage cream. What other things do I carry with me? Mini bands, Gray Cook bands. Let's see what else. Kettlebells, hand weights. Those are probably the main ones. I use Gray Cook bands like crazy. I use them for all kinds. TRX suspension units. So I use TRX a ton as well because you can do so many different things. You can train people on a squat. You can train them on functional movements. So that's kind of the main stuff that I use. Good question, Andrew, for sure. Alyssa, thanks for watching. I appreciate it. Tonight's a little bit different. I'm literally just answering questions that anybody might have. My life's a little bit crazy right now because I don't quite have an office, but of course I still wanted to come in here and be able to talk to you guys. So Alyssa, or anybody else watching, do you have any questions? Any questions at all about client generation, about growing your practice, about selling your practice, anything like that? Well, Andrew, man, I appreciate the one question. Here, I'll tell you guys this. I'll tell anybody that's watching. I'll tell you this. So, one question that I had today is I was meeting with a friend, and we were meeting for breakfast this morning, and one of her main questions was, she was like, how do I like get more done? And she was like, I feel like you've gotten a lot done in the last year, and how do I get more done? Like, how do I do that? And so I think the main, my answer to her is learning to stop allowing yourself to think too much before you make decisions. If my wife and I make a decision, it's because we're leaning into our gut feeling that it's the right decision, and you've got to be able to trust that in order to make decisions. So anyway, that's I've actually got a question, so I'll actually address that. Patrick, what's up? Is it difficult to adapt your treatments to the home environment or office environment or whatever environment you're in? That's a good question. Sometimes it can be difficult because it depends. Like if you're meeting somebody in an office, you clearly have to be able to bring them like the equipment that they need and things like that. And so it does limit you a little bit. That's why I think things like TRX units and things like that are awesome, because that they're versatile and you can use them for all kinds of different things. And so adapting to their home environment, I haven't really found to be as challenging because you can get creative. You can do great things. I'll give you an example. Is lots of times I'll have my patients do WOD style workouts where or if you don't like calling them WOD style workouts, you could basically say like a circuit style workout. And if a patient of mine has a lot of stairs, which most homes do here in Colorado, I'll have them do a plank for shoulder stability, and then I'll throw in there basically. And let's do a quick, basically let's walk all the way to the top story of your place and then all the way back down. So just utilizing their house to the best of your ability. That's been the best way to do that. So Amy, thanks for watching. Belisa, Dustin, what's up, man? I'm just answering questions tonight. I'm in an completely empty house. Our movers just took away all of our stuff. I'm about to go over to a friend's and spend the night with my wife and our baby, but we've got no stuff, and so that's why tonight's just an impromptu Q&A. Life's just been a little bit crazy for us since we're moving to Texas tomorrow. But thank you guys for watching. Any questions? I'd be happy to answer them. Like I said, I just sold my practice yesterday, and it was a pretty cool moment, and to be able to do that for somebody else and to create that in somebody else's life. And so if anybody's got questions about any of that too, let me know. I'd love to answer it. I'm an open book. Dustin says TRX is the stuff, so versatile. That's awesome. Headed to Dallas. Yeah, Dustin, headed to Dallas. We will be moving to Highland Village, Texas, which is where family is. And so we just have decided that we've got to take family first almost and move back to family because we plan on continuing to grow our family, God willing. So that's the plan at least. Jesse, thanks for watching. Thank you, Belisa. Dustin, rebuilding in Texas. Yeah, so I've got my coaching programs, and so I'm going to continue to do that. It obviously allows me to free up more time to coach and help other physical therapists to have success in this model. And so I'm going to be doing a lot more of that, which is really, really exciting for me. But also there's a lot of opportunity in Texas. So I may be most definitely continuing what I've been doing here back in Texas. I don't like their direct access laws, I'll tell you that much, but I'll do my best. So here's some questions. Ruben asks, how difficult has it been to set up your business in Texas? Up and running now. So I have an LLC for my coaching business, Ruben, in Texas. I do not have a business structure set up for a concierge practice yet. That's still to be determined, basically. So it's not difficult at all to set up a business in Texas. Basically, I went to the Secretary of State website, set up my LLC for my business coaching, which is Concierge PT Business Coaching. Set that up, and we are good to go for Texas. And so, yeah, hopefully that answers your question there. Patrick, you asked, here, just a second. Let me click on your question here. Considering you've worked in home health prior to mobile PT, have you heard from people that transition from outpatient PT to be more difficult if you have no home health experience? Not at all, Patrick. I actually think the opposite, because most of what we do, Dustin, I know you've got a practice that's going really well. You can attest to this as well. Is most of what we do is outpatient in the home, and so I think if that's your current experience, Patrick, you're actually more set up for success than honestly somebody coming from home health like myself, because I was out of the outpatient game for a long time. And so I had to get confident in my skills again and retrain myself in a lot of ways when I moved to the concierge model. But Lisa, did you sell a name or just the patient caseload? So yeah, as you guys might expect, a mobile concierge practice is not the easiest thing to quote unquote sell. And so it ended up becoming a business assets purchase agreement, which basically means that all my assets were purchased. So not necessarily my name, but my assets. And the cool thing is we're really good friends. And I actually met him through my church here. He's a great PT. He's a great guy. And he actually joined my mastermind, and he'll basically be coached by me, and I'll be able to guide him continuing to grow that practice as well with the clients that I've been able to build relationships with. And so it's really, really fun to be able to do that with him, because I know he's going to have success. I'm so freaking pumped for him. It's amazing, but it's just overall it was a win-win for both of us. So you'll kill in Texas. Texas sucks for direct access. That's awesome. It does a little bit. There's more limitations than Colorado, but at the same time, Patrick and Dustin, like it can be done 100%. I did have a cash practice in Texas before I moved here to Colorado, so I wasn't 100% out of the outpatient game, like I said. I did have a practice inside of Lifetime Fitness called Life Clinic. That I primarily ran out of Lifetime Fitness. And so I got a lot of experience in regards to working with personal trainers, charging a cash rate in Texas, and how do you go about doing that. I told Patrick this on a phone call the other day, and maybe this is a good thing to tell some of you, is one of the best ways that I found to go about it was actually establishing relationships with a local chiropractor in town. And we had a great working relationship back and forth. I'd send her patients, she would send me patients. And obviously it was really easy to work around the restrictions of needing a referral, if that makes sense. So, but Lisa, would it have been too difficult to stay in charge of your practice like a co-owner? Well, I'll be 100% honest with you guys. I love coaching. It's a massive, massive passion of mine. I love what I do. I love my coaching group that I have. I love my mastermind. And I really do. When my wife and I sat down and we talked about what does the future look like as we move to Texas and as we move closer to family, the biggest thing for me was, I want to go after that passion. I really want to help more PTs, because I truly feel like if I'm able to help more PTs to start successful concierge practices, then ultimately I'm helping more people, and I'm helping more people like you guys to be able to achieve something that a lot of PTs may think that's not possible. And that's an amazing thing to be able to do. And so after talking with my wife, she was fully on board. She was like, I want you to have the opportunity to be a full-time coach. And so I actually had that conversation with the guy who's taking over my practice, and I told him that really I wasn't going to be involved too much. And we came up with a decision that was best for both of us. And so I'm still going to be helping him take this thing off in Colorado, but I'm just going to be his coach instead of the co-owner. And so it really, really worked out. It's a really fun situation. So Andrew, you asked, let me click on your question because I am using my phone tonight. Come on. All right, hey, has anyone ever approached you about coming to a gym or something like that while doing concierge practice? Yes, Andrew, and I'm trying to read the rest of your question, but there we go. Just got approached about doing a couple days a week at a Pilates yoga studio. Yes, so I have, and guys, by the way, put your questions down below. I will get to them. I've got time. I want to be here for you guys and just answer questions. I love doing this, and if you've got questions, I want to answer them. But Andrew, yes, I have, and I've been to a lot of different gyms, and so I think that's I've 100% had people ask me to do that. Yes, and I think that's a great way to do it. As long as the gym's okay with you coming to their space, absolutely, and it's a great way for you, Andrew, and for a lot of you to build relationships with those gyms too. Is while you're in there is to take the time to get to know the gym owners or the other personal trainers and things like that. Just got approached about doing a couple days a week at a Pilates yoga studio. I would definitely take them up on that, Andrew. I mean, that every opportunity has the opportunity to be a good opportunity. Belisa, how long should we expect to get referrals with the steps in your book? Wow, that's a good question. That's a really good question. Well, here's my best answer for that, Belisa. Getting referrals is an active process. And what I mean by that is as long as you're continuing to be active with the steps in the book, you're going to have success. Because if you're continuing to build relationships, if you're continuing to get out there in the community, if you're continuing to build relationships with concierge doctors, you're going to have success. And so those steps in the book will lead you there, but it does take a lot of work. And so length of time, gosh, I've seen such drastic differences between different people, and it's just all, the bottom line is how much effort is being put out there to establish those relationships, and then here's the big part, is how much effort is being put into helping those other people and helping those other businesses with what they want too, and not just expecting referrals in return. If you're doing that, if you're leading with value everywhere that you go, and you're trying to figure out ways that you can help other people and solve problems for other people and help other businesses to have success as well, and other doctors to have success as well, then you are going to have success, Belisa. Guys, I told this to my guy who's taken over my practice, and he talked to me about these concierge doctors that I've introduced him to. And he was like, what's one of the best things that I can do to continue to build that relationship? And I literally told him one thing. I said, find one patient that you can send to them. That's it. That literally is it. Like, that's the key to it all. Find one patient that you can send to them, and they will love you. So that's just doctors. Think about that with another business owner. You meet a business owner of a yoga studio. What if you sent someone's their way and told them, hey, I think you need to go check out that yoga studio. I think you'd love it. Could you please tell them that Josh sent you? That will go an unbelievably long way in your relationship with a business owner. I promise you. Because I want you to think about it like this. If you receive from a random referral source, let's say a personal trainer sends you a patient and says, hey, you need to go see Josh. How much are you going to feel like you owe them after that? I know I would. I'd be like, man, what can I do for him? What can I do for them now? And so I want you to realize that is and it shouldn't be for the sake of always getting something in return, like one for one type of thing, but leading with value will always give you returns back, without a doubt. Andrew, you're welcome, man. I appreciate it. That's actually the exact reason that I wrote the book, was I wanted people to be able to read it in a weekend and get the information that they needed and go out that next week and start taking action. So absolutely, you're welcome. What if there aren't many concierge docs? Would you recommend going insurance-based? Belisa, that's a good question. Yeah, you could definitely go that route, but I think I've had a lot of success with concierge and fee-for-service docs, just because they see the types of clients that I see as well. and they have the same views that I do as well. And so that's the main reason that I've done that. Insurance-based docs, you're going to run into some more and more docs in that arena that are a little bit more closed-minded and like to send to insurance clinics. That's just the way it is. If they're insurance-based, sometimes they're a little bit closed-minded to this new concierge level of care. Jeremy, what's up, man? Thanks for watching. I appreciate it. Like I was telling everybody else, today's an impromptu Q&A because I've got a completely empty house, empty office. We're moving to Texas tomorrow morning. Life has been a little bit hectic, so for me, I was like, all right, let's just do Q&A. I love answering questions. So yeah, that's it. If y'all have any more questions, I'd be happy to answer them. Anything that's popped up for any of you, any challenges that you may have right now as a concierge PT or growing your practice, let me know. Belisa, I'd rather not do insurance. Feel like I may be pushed to it. Got it. Belisa, the biggest thing that I'd say is just you've got to continue to look for how you can solve problems in your community. And so, I know your niche, and you've just got to continue to find ways that you can solve their problems and find ways that you can deliver that to them. Are there ways that you can deliver that to them, and are there ways that you can deliver that to them in a different way that they're gonna see as valuable? It's really answering people's problems. Jeremy knows all about that. He's got a Facebook group now that's literally teaching healthcare practitioners to write books. He's realized that there's a problem and that there's a lot of people in the healthcare field that would like to be able to write a book, and Jeremy knows how to do it, and he's teaching people how to do that. And he's answering a simple problem that people are having. He's providing a solution. And so Belisa asked, do you present concierge from the beginning? What exactly do you mean by that? Do I tell them that I'm concierge PT? The answer is yes, 100%, without a doubt. Yep. Russell, how important do you feel a website is as part of your practice? That's a really good question, Russell. Really, really good question. And so I'll tell you the honest truth is I don't feel that a website has been my strong point of my practice. It's the relationships that I've built. It's the word of mouth referrals that we have going on in Denver. It's the people that we see and how much the people that we see like what we do and enjoy our service. That's been the best for anything that we've done. And that's how we get our ideal clients too. From our website, we get a lot of calls and questions, but I'd say the majority of the time, I'd even go as far as saying that probably about 90% of the people that call us are not good fits for our practice. But the fun part is they find us from Google because we've done a good job with that, and they find us from Google, and I have the ability to send them in the right direction, or Jordan has the ability to send them in the right direction and tell them, hey, you may not be a good fit for our practice, but we do know of an insurance clinic down the street that would be a great fit for you. So we have the opportunity, honestly, because of the website, to do a lot of good with people as well and to help lead people in the right direction. I can't even tell you guys how many people have been so thankful on the phone that I've guided them in the right direction to find a physical therapy practice that's a good fit for them. And by being honest with them and just saying, hey, from what you're telling me, I really don't think that you're a good fit for our practice, but I'd love to help you find a good fit for your practice, for what you're looking for. Is this the best number to text you on? Could I when I hang up this phone, I'm going to do some research and find one that I know in your area, and could I just text you the name of that so that you can have some guidance and you can go there and you can tell them that I sent you there. And so yeah, that's been the best thing for our website, is just helping us help the people in the community more. But yeah, Belisa, my website has not been incredibly helpful for me, and I'll tell you guys, I've put in money into SEO and it does a great job with that, and people do call us, but not people could definitely listen to this and say, well, hey, maybe your messaging isn't 100% there, but honestly, we know how to talk to this patient population, and we've worked with this patient population for like 3 years now, and I think it's just the best way to reach them is through word of mouth and people that they trust and they respect telling them that they should see Josh or they should see Jordan. That's the best type of marketing. But somebody calling me just flat out of the gate because they did a quick Google search, it's been few and far between with finding the right patients for our practice. So that's probably my best answer for that. Allie, thank you for watching. I appreciate it. Anybody else have any other questions? I will actually be doing a specific topic next week, but this time it was just Q&A because we've already moved out of this place and I don't have any furniture, and so we've actually my wife just closed on this house as well, so we officially don't own this house anymore either. So I got to get out of here, but I'd be happy to answer any more questions that you guys might have. Any questions about growing a practice, client acquisition, meeting with concierge doctors, networking with people, any questions, I'd be happy to answer them. Mindset related, motivation related, whatever it is, you guys just let me know. Giancarlo, thanks for watching, man. Kayla, thanks for watching. I appreciate it. I'll tell you guys a story real quick. How about that? So my guy that's taking over my practice, his name's Jordan, and we went into a concierge doctor's office, and he's been a really good relationship to have. He's almost like a friend of mine at this point, and we just had kind of just a round table discussion, if you want to even call it that, and we just talked for like 45 minutes, the three of us, and I just asked him, I was like, hey, Dr. Lutz, like what do you think is the best advice to give Jordan working with this type of clientele? And his first answer was, Jordan, tell your patients how it is. Tell them exactly what it is that they need to hear. And then he basically came about and said, tell your patients what they need to hear, not what they want to hear. And I thought that was a pretty awesome answer to that question. Is his immediate answer was, tell your patients what they need to hear, not what they want to hear. And so what Dr. Lutz has learned, what I've learned, what we've learned along this process is being these concierge physicians and really getting to know people is we can't always just be the person that tells them they're doing everything perfect. If they're not doing it, something right, if they're not following up on their home exercise program, if they're doing things that are stopping their progress, if they're not, if they just continue to not take care of themselves and then complain to you about it, like, man, we've got to be willing to call them out on that a little bit in a more lighthearted way and not be afraid to just always be motivational to them. And so his answer was, tell your patients what you need to hear, what they need to hear, not what they want to hear. And so I thought that was pretty cool. But Lisa asked, I went to a roading meeting. Awesome. Very good. Russell, struggling to transition from the traditional home health to the private cash pay mobile concierge practice. I definitely understand and feel for you, Russell. It's quite the transition. And I think the main thing that we have to deal with is learning to sell to patients these cash plans of care. So if you've got any questions on that, I'd be happy to answer. But favorite podcast for optimal mindset right now? That's a good question, Amy. I would say The Brendan Show by Brendan Burchard. Russell says, word of mouth from home health doesn't translate into cash pay patients. Agreed. Lots of times they can definitely be different types of clientele, Russell. So it doesn't always work like that, and that's okay. You can definitely get outside of that home health realm and find people that are willing and want to pay you cash for your services and your expertise, without a doubt. Kang, what's up, man? Thanks for watching. Giancarlo, you weren't kidding with these Oasis notes, so I'm guessing you're doing home health now. Yeah, welcome to Oasis. It's no joke, right? It's pretty. It's a. But anyway, guys. Yeah. So if anybody does not have any other questions, my wife continues to call me, and if any of you guys are married, you know when your wife calls, you've got to pick up. And so if you guys ask any other questions, I'll definitely try and get to them. I promise you that. But I have got to go answer my wife. I think she's wanting to know more about how to about closing on this house and if she's done everything that she needs to do. So I appreciate you guys. I love doing this. I'll answer your questions later when I get time, but I wanted to pop out in here and do this quick Q&A. We've got an amazing topic next week. I'll be back in Texas. I'll have my desk, I'll have my space, and we'll be able to really crush that out. So if you guys have any questions, reach out to me in the meantime, and take care and have a good week. See you guys.